The Raiders find themselves staring down a Week 5 matchup against the Indianapolis Colts that feels like more than just another early season game. On paper, it's a straightforward AFC clash. But in reality, this contest carries weight far beyond the standings. It's a mirror being held up to the Raiders. A chance to see who they truly are after stumbling in a game they had no business losing to the Bears. The question isn't just whether they win or lose, it's how they respond, how their leaders show up, and whether the flashes of promise we've seen in different areas finally come together into something real. The Bears game still lingers like a bad taste. Coming home after a tough stretch, facing an opponent that was there for the taking, and instead of making a statement, the Raiders collapsed. The defense held firm. Max Crosby played like a man possessed. Adam Butler held the line. The safeties came downhill with ferocity. That unit gave the offense every opportunity to seize control. And yet it didn't happen. Why? Because once again, Gino Smith's mistakes drowned out the progress everywhere else. 7 interceptions in 4 games is more than just bad. It's the kind of stat line that sinks seasons. And what's worse is when those mistakes happen. In critical moments, when the defense has given him the ball back, when composure is needed most. Against the Bears, that was Geno's moment to lead. Instead, he pressed, forced throws that weren't there, and left the field looking more desperate than determined. Geno's arm talent has never been in question. He's got a cannon, capable of ripping throws other quarterbacks wouldn't dare attempt. But the NFL punishes recklessness, and defenses are too smart to be beaten on arm strength alone. That's the frustration. Geno isn't some rookie learning the ropes. He's a veteran who should know when to take the shot and when to live to fight another down. Instead, we've seen him gamble too often, and it's already shifting the way the offense is being called. Chip Kelly has started protecting his quarterback with more conservative play designs. Plays that were drawn up to be aggressive early in the season are now shelved, replaced with cautious setups that betray a lack of trust. And when the coordinator is coaching to protect the quarterback instead of unleashing the offense, everything feels like it's being played with one hand tied behind the back. That has led to a louder and louder question. Should Kenny Pickett see the field? The idea isn't to replace Geno permanently, but to send a message. To say, you don't get to keep making reckless mistakes and expect no accountability. Sometimes a benching isn't punishment. It's a reset. Against the Bears, that kind of jolt might have lit a fire under Geno and reminded him what his job is supposed to be. Steady leadership, not hero ball. Because right now, this defense is too good to waste. Crosby is playing like one of the best defenders in the league. Patrick Graham has the scheme disciplined and organized, and that side of the ball has earned better support. Every game where the offense fails them is another wasted masterpiece on defense. Now the Colts enter the picture. Indianapolis isn't unbeatable, but they're built to test the very strengths and weaknesses of this Raiders team. Jonathan Taylor is a punishing back, and behind Quentin Nelson, the Colts' run game has the power to dominate a game if left unchecked. The Colts' offense under Shane Steichen thrives on balance. Taylor pounds defenses into submission, and then the play action comes alive. That's when receivers with speed and size start hitting downfield, when the tight ends become dangerous mismatches, and when the Colts look like a complete, multi-dimensional attack. The Raiders' mission is simple but brutal. Stop Taylor. Force the Colts into obvious passing downs. If they can bottle him up, they'll cut off the head of the snake, shutting down the play action and putting the game on the quarterback's shoulders. That's when Crosby and the pass rush can pin their ears back and go to work. But if Taylor is ripping off 6-yard gains and living in 2nd and 4, it's going to be a long afternoon. Defensively, the Colts are built to give quarterbacks like Geno nightmares. Lou Anarumo is a master at disguising looks. He'll show one thing before the snap and roll into something entirely different after it. Blitzes appear and then vanish into soft coverage. Soft zones suddenly morph into delayed pressures. It's smoke and mirrors at the highest level. And for a quarterback who's already pressing, who already has a bad habit of trying to force the big play, it's the worst possible opponent. The key for Geno isn't about heroics, it's about discipline. Taking the checkdowns, finding Ashton Ginty in the flat, leaning on Raheem Mostert's reliability out of the backfield, moving the chains patiently instead of trying to make the highlight throw into double coverage. If Geno just plays within himself, the Raiders have enough weapons to put points on the board. If he doesn't, if he insists on trying to win the game with one throw, the Colts will devour him. Depth remains a lingering issue. Every injury feels like a body blow because the second unit isn't ready to step into the fire. Charles Grant may be the tackle of the future, but right now, throwing him in would be reckless. The cost isn't just developmental growing pains, it's your quarterback, your running backs, and your season hanging in the balance. In some spots, like with Darian Porter, more snaps might be deserved. But in the trenches, you can't rush development, and this Raiders roster is still thin enough that injuries tilt the balance in ways good teams don't have to worry about. Then there's special teams, the overlooked but glaring weakness. The new NFL rules have left a lot of units around the league scrambling, but excuses don't change outcomes. Field position still matters. Momentum still matters. And right now, this unit isn't pulling its weight. Tom McMahon's reputation as a respected coach only goes so far. The results have to follow. And yet, despite the problems, despite the frustrations, this is a winnable game. The Colts are tough, but they're not a juggernaut. They aren't the Chiefs or the 49ers. They're beatable if the Raiders simply put it all together for once. The defense is already there. The run game has shown flashes of promise, especially with Ginty finding his footing again. The receivers can make plays. What's missing is consistency and composure, the kind that starts at quarterback and ripples through the entire team. This is why Week 5 against the Colts isn't just another line on the schedule. It's a measuring stick. It's a test of leadership, a test of identity, a test of whether this team is ready to rise above the mistakes of the past and start building something real. The scoreboard will matter, of course, but what will matter even more is how they play, how they respond, and whether they finally show us the team they keep hinting they can be. By Sunday night, we won't just know the result of a game. We'll know if the Raiders are ready to step forward or if they're still stuck in the same frustrating cycle.